YouTube. There we go. And any one of these 20 lessons could be the whole course. Karen and Dove, good to see you this morning. Turn the mic over to you, Karen Parente and Dove Fishman. The mic is all yours.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. How's everybody today? Good. Good. Oh, nice to see Regis here. I don't see Regis that much anymore. So today we are on lesson 208, which is the review of lesson 188, which is a great lesson. The peace of God is shining in me now. And this is I think I'm going to open up with a prayer. And it's actually not even a prayer. It's from chapter 13, section 7, and it's called The Attainment of the Real World. My sunglasses, look at that. I put my sunglasses on. I'm supposed to have my glasses right near me, and I didn't. So I picked up the first closest thing.
We're just
Doesn't
so
help.
bright, you got to wear shades.
I'm telling you, right? I mean, here we go. Okay. The peace of God passeth your understanding only in the past, yet here it is, and you can understand it now. God loves his son forever, and his son returns his father's love forever. The real world is the way that leads you to remembrance of the one thing that is wholly true and wholly yours. For all else, you have lent yourself in time and it will fade. But this one thing is always yours, being the gift of God unto his Son. Your one reality was given you, and by it, God created you as one with him. Just sit with that for a minute. Peace of God is shining in me now. Yeah, that was a really good reminder for me to recognize that it's only now. The peace is only now. The love is only now. There's nothing but the eternal now. And that is where the peace of God is. And that is why the peace of God is shining in me now. And is Dove here? I see Dove's picture.
Yes,
Are you here, Dove?
I'm here.
How you doing?
Thank you so much, Karen, for starting us off. I was walking happy and
Oh,
didn't keep time, and I realized I was a little late. Thank you for being here.
it's okay.
Okay, so we are now on of our 22 week lessons or 22 lessons. Any one of these 22 lessons is the whole course. Today we are on lesson 208, and I was listening to Karen's prayer about the stillness. And I noticed in this particular lesson, it's only a few lines, but he uses the word still 5 times in this one little short lesson. Twice in the parts, I'm not a body, I'm free, I am still. So that's 2 of them. And then in the third, it's the peace of God is shining in me now. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness, we will find the peace of God. It's within my heart, which witnesses to God himself. So this stillness is in the heart. This peace of God that's shining me, this light has nothing to do with the mind. The mind is hardly ever still. The mind is always looking at something that it either likes or doesn't like. But the peace of God is shining in me now. Holy Spirit is light and sees only light. So this shining, this light is what this lesson is all about. And you don't find it in your mind. It says it's within my heart, which witnesses to God himself. So God is light, Spirit is light, I am spirit, I am not a body, I am free, I am still as God created me. Are there any thoughts about today's lesson at all? Anyone have any thoughts on these very few lines, which he says, Jesus says, this lesson is the whole course. Okay, Sally and Mickey, go ahead.
Oh, it just makes me think of, an untrained mind can accomplish nothing. And my ego mind is always striving to not grasp onto thoughts and to just kind of let them flow so that I can be in the stillness, which is my goal, is to be in that stillness. And when I am momentarily in that stillness, I do feel the peace of God. And I just like to stretch that stillness out a little bit more throughout the day.
Yeah, Sally, that was so perfectly shared. That's exactly what we're looking at. This stillness that really is the peace of God. I don't know if you can find the peace of God in your mind. I really don't. But I know there is that place within. And sometimes I call it your inner smile. And, he talks a lot about smiling, and your gentle laughter healing happens. I don't know if the mind can laugh. I really don't. Mickey, your hand is up. Go ahead.
Where am I? There I am. Good morning, everyone. So I think I might have brought this up once before in these lessons, but I'm going to be really boring and do it again. And all credit goes to our friend Leon Joel Russell, who did a whole video on I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And he interpreted that still as stillness. Not I remain as God created me, but I am in stillness as God created me. And, mind wants to run around. And if we could just still the mind, I am not still as a body in that God created me, not moving, not running around doing the grocery shopping and cleaning the house, but my mind is still, because God created me as spirit, as mind, as consciousness. And it's in that gargantuan feat, because like Dev just said, the mind is constantly chattering away and constantly wanting to grab onto the thoughts that are bombarding us, in ego beingness. But if I could really, really bring this into beingness in myself, I am still God created me still. God created me peaceful. I am still, and then the peace of God is shining in me. Anyway, that's what came to mind. Thanks.
Thank you so much for that, Mickey. And it's so amazing that you remember a time that you heard the same thing. I'm always reminded, I was attending one of Regina and Pamela. Some of you don't know Pamela, but you all know Regina. They used to hold these seminars or work, you call it seminar, whatever. This one was in Maryland. I remember traveling down to Maryland for this one. And oh yeah, that's where Pam lives. Pamela, I'm sure Lynn knows Pam's last name. Can you think of it, Lynn?
It's Mills now.
Yeah, Pam
Yeah,
Mills. Yeah,
yeah.
that's her married name. Yeah. So Pam had a place in Maryland where we all met, and it was there. And I don't know who was up talking in the front of the room, but it was one of our people from Gather who said, maybe the word still doesn't mean still in time. It's exactly what Mickey had just said. Maybe it means still. I remember that's the first time I said, yeah, that's right. He's being still. And exactly as you say, Mickey, the mind is not still. It wants an excuse to move off of peace. It wants to hook onto something. The mind is like a hooker. Excuse the expression. It hooks onto anything it can. Oh, well, I have something interesting to talk about now. The mind wants to be recognized. The mind needs recognition. What's the word that Rafi uses? The three things. What's the three?
Control, approval,
security, control,
safety.
security, and what's the third? The third.
Approval.
Approval, right?
Safety.
Approval. I don't know why I have a problem with that word. I think I do. Yeah, the mind wants approval, so it has something to talk about. I mean, hey, I want everyone to know that I have something that's of interest. Interest to whom? You got to laugh. So, but it's in your heart where you can really be still and remember God. That's pretty much what this lesson is saying. Are there any thoughts on what we just said? Anything at all before we get into it? And most of our hour is really dedicated to the sharing of what the contemplation of this lesson is for. Because Jesus is saying any one of these 22 lessons is the whole course. He's saying if you contemplate what I'm about to tell you, which he says, I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. This is what the course is talking about. Anyone have any thoughts? So we're going to ask everyone to share, please.
Can I ask a question? Sorry,
Yeah,
Deb.
sure. Yes,
Thank you for your service. So the whole idea of what I'm hearing is being still. And the answers will come.
Yes. Well, there is a third sentence in which still is not mentioned. It is within my heart, which he's looking at. The heart is still,
So
which witnesses to God himself. So our creator, even though you use the word God, is really the love of God. So you can use the word love instead of God. So it's in your heart that the love resides always, untouched by this world, which is really not a real world. It's a world of fear.
Okay.
Love,
moving down.
Love and fear cannot coexist. They're two different emotions. Where fear is, love is not. Where love is, fear is not.
You brought it up. So where does fear reside? Is it in the mind or the body?
Well, obviously the ego mind, remember, Ken Wapnick's favorite lesson is lesson number 5. I am never, keyword is never, upset for the reason I think. And if you listen to the rest of that, he says, if you think that you know and you can put your finger on exactly why you're upset, that's absolutely not it. Because the ego will always tell you, oh, well, you're upset because somebody says something and you don't like it.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the real understanding of lesson 5 is I am never upset for the reason I think. Can you tell me, Rick, why you're upset?
No, I think at the time it's because of what's happening, but usually it's a regression of something.
Okay, so as Ken lays it out, it's very simple. I'm listening to the wrong teacher, period. I'm listening to the ego. The ego wants me to be upset.
Yes.
The ego doesn't want my mind to be still.
Right.
If my mind was still, what is it that I could do then?
So is this a matter of shifting into the heart?
Well, we have 2 teachers.
Right.
One is spirit,
Right.
which God has sent into this world to be with us, to walk with us. And I can turn and say, Spirit, I don't know what this is for. Please show me. Now, if I ask Spirit to please show me, which lesson 25 does say, I don't know what anything is for. Please show me. And Spirit will say, it's for you. Everything here is for you.
Share Murphy.
Right.
The
So
ego does not see that at all. The ego says, what do you mean it's for me? You see how angry I am?
Right. So this is changing perception.
Yeah. Hi, Monsieur. Please, I'm going to invite you to an hour that we're leading right now. Any one of these 22 lessons is the whole course. Please join us. We're all in the Zoom. Yes, right now. Thank you. Love you. Bye. That was Miss Cher, which everybody here knows. Miss Cher, she was one of the original teachers here at ACIM Gather. Okay.
Yeah, so I'd like to add something to
Go ahead, please do. Go ahead.
I love what everyone's sharing right now. And just the peace of God is shining in me now. For me, it's the now that is everything, because I can only have the peace of God in the present moment, in the holy instant, which is the eternal now, where there is no past, there's no future. And when I am upset, it is because I am worrying about the future or thinking about the past. So I can only have peace when I am in the holy instant. That's the first thing. And then I love what Mickey shared. I love what my mind just went blank. The other person shared, Sally. I love what Sally shared about the untrained mind accomplishing nothing, because peace is a state of mind. It's a state of mind that cannot be touched by anything outside of the mind. When we're in that peace of God, that passeth understanding that the Bible talks about, that the Course talks about, is when we can actually be in the present moment, awareness, eternal now, holy instant, whatever you want to call it. So I think the now for me is everything. And the only way I can have the peace of God is now, in this moment now.
Yeah.
So thank you.
I thank you so much, Karen, for that. It brings us back to really, we have 2 teachers. When we're born, we listen to the ego because I want to be right, make my parents wrong. I want things I don't have yet. So ego, which is always lacking, lives in scarcity, always needs something. Whereas the teacher that God sent so I can remember my true self, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit is my true self, is in my right mind. So it's like we have a wrong mind, which the Course talks about wrong-mindedness, and it talks about your right mind as well. So as long as I think I need something or I want something or something bothers me, I'm getting triggered, I'm angry, I'm upset, it's rubbing me the wrong way, I don't feel at peace, I'm listening to the voice in my head that says, hey, you have reason to not be at peace. Somebody's attacking you. You got to defend yourself. And lesson 135, which Ken Wapnick calls the atonement lesson, if I defend myself, I'm attacking myself because I'm defending myself against the truth. The truth needs no defense. I am as love created me. Now, while my mind is aflutter with thoughts and things I got to do or I need to do, and it's something in the future or something I don't like from the past, and that's where the ego lives, past and future, exactly as Karen says, not in the now. Because only Spirit is here now. Into his presence would I enter now, lesson 157. Sharanda, I see your hand is up. Go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning. Thanks for all the comments. So here's what comes to my mind as we're with this. um, so there's only God. There's only God. Through all time, all substance, everything is God. So something that's been really useful to me lately is just the thought that the things I look upon, if it's in my body, in my relationships, in the world, there's no law to support any of it. It's the making of my mind experiencing the separation. There's no law that supports a diagnosis. There's no law that supports a war. There's no law that supports political conflict and what's all going on in appearance. There's no law to support it because God, love is the only law. So in that, I can depend on peace. I can be sure of it. You know, recently, as I've been dealing with some things I'm experiencing and I realize I'm upset, I go to lesson 5. Yes, I'm never upset for the reason I think. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I'm upset because I see something and I'm making it real. I see something that's not there. I feel something. I feel something in my body and whatever, and it's not real. So I'm upset because I see what is not even there. Those are powerful lessons for me. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. You know what lesson that brings to my mind? 268. I let all things be exactly as they are.
Yes.
I stop projecting my fear, the things, lesson 1 and 2, the interpretations, the meanings I've made up. I stop putting that out there and I let the earth, the world, my brothers be exactly as God created them. That's powerful, and it encourages me to stop. If I could just stop. Well, I'm in the practice. I'm in the practice applying truth principles so that I will let go more and more and more. It's kind of an interesting, well, you guys all know this because you're experiencing it too. It's an interesting thing to see the attachment and the attraction of the world, and also be recognizing it's really all nothing. What meaning do I want to give to it? What meaning do I want to give to it so that I value it and want to hold on to it? And I can't be at peace if I'm doing that. There's no satisfactions that really endure in the world. And the peace that I experience when I go there or when it comes upon me is beyond. It blows all that other stuff out of the water. Thank you.
Okay, Sharanda. So I'm going to let that be the completion. What Sharanda is talking about is the mind that is looking at the world is mindless, because as lesson 132 says, there is no world. You're projecting it. And projection keeps us from looking over here where there's guilt. But Spirit says, no, you are the guiltless Son of God. You are the love that God created. So there's no guilt with his love. So the ego only teaches to keep you mindless. And the other mind that we have, where spirit is mindful. People who don't do the Course in Miracles, but do these mindful courses, mindfulness courses, which was started by John Kabat-Zinn. Thank you. I think it was Mickey who told me that last time. A lot of people, especially out in Silicon Valley, do mindfulness courses, which brings you to the same result as the Course in Miracles without the theology. Okay, without further ado, let's get into Karen, would you lead us? And we're going to take just 2 minutes to meditate and contemplate, and then I'm going to ask everyone to please share your experience. Thank you. Go ahead.
Okay, lesson 208. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. The peace of God is shining in me now. Review lesson 188. I will be still and let the earth be still along with me. And in that stillness, we find the peace of God. It is within my heart, which witnesses to God Himself. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me.
Take 2 minutes, and then I'll say hello. Okay. Hello. Come on back to the room. You can say where you are if you wish. Okay, I see Linda Joy's hand up first. Thank you so much, Linda Joy. Please share whatever it is that came up for you. Thank you.
Good morning. The first thing that came up for me is my only Bible quote I have ever taken to heart, and it's Psalm 46, be still and know. And it just touches my heart. And then my favorite Course of Miracles is I will be still an instant and go home. Bless you all.
Thank you, Linda. What is the first one? Let me be still. Was that the first one?
Be still. Be still and know. It was a song.
Oh, be still and know. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Yeah, be still and know. That's pretty much what this is saying. Be still and know. Sally, go ahead, please.
Yeah, I got kind of a picture in my mind of my heart and just love spilling out of it and light and just this noise, all this rabble and this noise going around it. And it was just stable and still and beautiful. And it's like now there's so much rabble and noise going on everywhere. And I know it's always been, but it seems to be a lot louder now. And my husband's not a course student, and I try to avoid the news, but boy, he wants to fill me in all the dirt all the time. And I used to think, no, I don't want to hear it, but now I just want to forgive it. I want to forgive it. And if it doesn't bother me when he tells me about it, I feel like I've forgiven it. So that's my share.
All right. Thank you so much, Sally. I just want to make this came to me just the other day, so you kind of brought it back. I do watch the news, but I see it as a movie. I see it as a very good movie. It's a drama. Sometimes it's a comedy, but usually it's a drama. But I see the actors and actresses playing their part perfectly and beautifully. And if you see anything other than they are actors playing their part beautifully, then the ego is involved, because the ego sees a position. There's no positions in a movie.
Right.
It's a movie. Yeah.
Right.
It's you're really looking at yourself. If you don't like what you see, there's a part of you that you don't like that you still are not at peace with. So thank you very much for sharing. Rico, I see your hand is up.
Good morning, family and friends. Thank you for allowing me to be here with you. I send you love and life in my heart to yours this morning, or maybe for you this afternoon. It's morning for me. Be that as it may, Dove, I got my wow moment before the meditation, but I got to utilize it in the meditation. And let me explain as briefly as I can. When Mickey shared, and thank you, Mickey, and then you added on some stuff from her share, I had my wow moment in that since I met you guys, I try to spend as much time as I can in stillness and silence. Sometimes it takes me longer to get into the gap, which I call the thought between the thoughts. It takes me time. And when you guys shared, I realized that in the stillness and the silence, which is my go-to, I've been wasting time trying to be physically still and having my mind still, not realizing that the stillness is in my heart. And I tried it during the meditation and it worked. So all this time I'm making sure I'm not moving my feet, my arms, my eyes, my legs, all that. Okay, I'm trying to get the monkey mind to be quiet. I'm wasting time when I can go directly to the heart and just be still. And I tried it in that 2-minute thing. I said, you know how somewhere in the book, I don't know, like you guys know, it says, it'll save you 1,000 years if you do thus and so. That just saved me 1,000 hours. I've been wasting time trying to get my body, my mind to be still when I could go directly to my heart. I think I'm enjoying Damn Fools Anonymous. Thank you for letting me share.
Very good. Thank you so much, Rico. And that saving thing, that's exactly why Jesus says in chapter 18, section 7, it's called I need do nothing. He said these 4 words will save you a century of doing. So I need do nothing, or being still, same thing. The mind said, I got to do. The ego mind is always into doing. And why does it want you to do? To keep you mindless, so you don't know you have a mind, so you can choose another teacher. If you could be still, you could say, wait a minute, why am I worried? Why am I concerned? Why am I upset? We are upset because we're listening to the wrong teacher. It's that simple. Rafi, I see your hand is up. Go ahead.
Yeah, Rico, you just reminded me that all it takes is a decision. Simple as that. And then all of a sudden, I'm not in that ego victim thing. I'm in charge. Who's the boss? I am. Who made the decision? I did. And my decision is to align myself with the truth of my happiness, of my bliss, of my love, of my peace, the truth of what I am, which is what you did. You went right to the quiet. I'm not messing around here anymore. I'm not playing with this. And I do that all the time. And so obviously we're in harmony with that. and all those other things that come up, the thoughts. Every time a thought comes up, is like, where did that come from? Okay, well, how did that form? And who's that thought for? Me? Okay, what am I? As soon as I do that, no more thinking. And I'm right back to the quiet. And hanging out in the quiet is hanging out in the truth. I just wanted to share that because there's just so much love involved. I mean, the love is the reality, and it just shows itself. And then I realized, oh, okay, that's what I really am. And well, how did that happen? I just made a decision. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Rafi, for that. I want to point out what Karen wrote in the chat. I don't know. Yeah, Karen just wrote, "Why wait for heaven?" Now, those are the first three words of the original lesson, which is lesson 188. And I like to read just a part of the first paragraph. There's such beautiful words. And by the way, this lesson, Len, can you help me? I'm thinking of brother, what's his name, from Namaste Village. He has a song for every lesson. But this,
right.
Jimmy Twyman.
Jimmy, right.
Yeah,
James,
or
Joseph,
Juniper Joseph.
Right. So he has a song for every lesson in the course, which people have contributed to. But his favorite one of all the songs is lesson 188. And it says, "Why wait for heaven? Those who seek the light are merely covering their eyes." In other words, the light is not out there. You can't see light in this world. There's no light in the world. The light is within you. It goes on to say the light in them, the light is in them now. Why are you looking outside? The light is in now. Enlightenment is but a recognition. It's not a change. You recognize where the light is. It says your internet connection is unstable. I don't know what that means, but okay. So I just wanted to point out that the original lesson is one of the most beautiful worded lessons in the course. And Brother Jimmy has a song for it, and that's his favorite song of the 365 songs that he has for every lesson in this course. So if you're not familiar with lesson 188, it's all about why look elsewhere. It's in you. And anyone who's doing the course would say, yes, of course it's in you. There's nothing outside of me. He tells you that in so many places. There's nothing outside of you. This is what you must ultimately learn. Chapter 18, section 6, first line. And that's the same paragraph. At the end of the paragraph, he says, heaven is simply an awareness of perfect oneness, So if you don't see yourself in oneness, even though Jesus doesn't use the word two-ness is hell, he's implying that two-ness is hell. Because it's always between you and something outside of you. There's no peace in that. There's no peace in something that's outside of me, being with me or for me. I want you to be with me, but if you're going to be against me, then I understand I have to be against you too. Enough on that. Rico, do you still have your hand up or no?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you and Karen. So based on what you said, if I want to see the light, I could close my eyes and go into stillness and silence?
The word I don't want to see the light. The course is not about avoiding. You must be willing to look at what you're looking at because it's there for you. Everything happens for you. Remember? Lesson 25, I don't know what anything is for, but it doesn't say close your eyes and pretend that there's nothing. That's called the ostrich kind of thing. The ostrich puts his head.
Right.
Nothing going on. No. If something's going on, remember Dove has a card.
Baby.
Dove has a card that says, be grateful for your triggers, the things that you don't like, because they reveal your mistaken beliefs. You don't want to hold on to your mistaken belief. All right. Deb, go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to share a story. I was in a meditation group a number of years ago, and we were all meditating. There was this very large, big guy who came in. He never said very much. And after the meditation, everybody was explaining their experience during the meditation. And when it got to him, it was kind of like, I don't know about you all. I just close my eyes and concentrate on the white light. And all of our mouths kind of dropped open, like I'm seeking this light, and yet I am this light. It is within me, and the only place I can find it is within, which you'll recognize that a little bit from other language and I feel like today I see the light. I used to see multiple things in meditations because I joined many groups and I know none of it is really real, but that today, instantly closing my eyes, I embrace the light. And when I first learned that love is in my heart and love is God, like the way it felt was, and I know we're not really feeling it, but my heart recognized it and I would leave it. And then I would get into trouble. Like I would practice prayer and meditation for a couple weeks and get busy. Life would take me away again. And then I would usually crash in a crisis. And then once again, return to center until it was years of this before I said, don't leave it. Stop leaving it. And then I would describe it as keeping one foot with God while the rest of me was out there trying to solve the world's problems.
I love that.
I don't separate. I stay always, this language of this sentence, the peace of God is shining in you now, and from your heart extends around the world. It pauses to correct each living thing and leaves a blessing with it that remains forever and ever. And it's like when the light comes, all I want to do is bless. I just want to, and literally I can remember, just bless you, brother, instead of like, why are you wearing that hat? Like, bless you, brother. And I spent the last couple of years not seeing the light. I was doing a battle inside myself that was horrendous, and I invited it by getting quiet. Only I can choose to be quiet. And the way I look at my last 20 years is I was compulsively trying to get somebody to hear me and validate me. And it was me who had to just finally find within that spirit, that love, that God, that light. It's working, like it's working. The relief of, and I still don't know why I'm having dizzy spells and weird stuff going on. But when I'm in that meditation, I was whole and I was love and I was complete and I know it exists. And to me, it's God. And that's all I'll share.
Okay. Thank you, Deb. And I want to thank you for reading. She was reading from the paragraph 3 in lesson 188. The peace of God is shining in me now, and from your heart extends around the world. Do not deny yourself the reading of this lesson. It's one of the most poetic and most harmonious lessons in the course. The language of lesson 188 is so beautiful. I don't think it's a mistake that Jimmy uses this as his favorite song because of to everyone. Mickey and then Rafi, go ahead.
Deb, that was beautiful. Thank you so much. That was really gorgeous. I'm going to bring things back down to earth for a second and throw a little practicality into the situation. As the good Taurus that I am, about 20 years ago, I went to a 7-day silent meditation retreat with a guy in Jon Kabat-Zinn's group out in California. Came to North Carolina to one of our retreat centers. And he brought us through over the course of the week. We practiced many different meditation styles. Sitting in silence with our eyes closed, sound meditation, walking meditation, working meditation. Everybody had a little assignment in the center of a work project that they were working on. By the end of the week, I learned what meditation really is. It's not sitting with your eyes closed, trying to shut up and trying to stop your thoughts. Thoughts don't stop. They can for a while. It's watching the thoughts go by and not following them. It is being absolutely present in the now moment. You can be in the grocery store and be meditating. You can be having a cup of coffee with a friend at a cafe and be meditating. It's not this magical moment where, something silly happens. It's being absolutely present. Rico, don't judge yourself for what happens when you think you ought to be, stopped of anything. It's being in your heart and being present and being completely in awareness. That's all it is. It's, we judge ourselves for every stupid little thing. Go ahead, Deb. I'll shut up.
I'm very happy to say that I am one of those people that do meditation with my eyes open. It's actually called Tibetan Buddhist meditation. I mentioned it here a number of times. And Tibetan Buddhists meditate wherever they go. They're walking down the street, they're in meditation. How? They're watching their thoughts. It doesn't, if I see a person there that maybe I don't like, whatever it is, they aren't judging the person, they're watching their thoughts about the person. And that's Tibetan Buddhist meditation. And a guy named Lynn Johnson, one of her teachers, Shoyam Trungpa, who was the head of Tibetan Buddhists, came to the United States and gave a talk in the winter of 1973 and spring of 73. He gave a talk. He didn't write a book. And the book is called Cutting Through Spiritual Materialism. But that's the only book I ever bought outside of A Course in Miracles. I did buy Mandy's book, I should say. But basically, Tibetan Buddhists watch their thoughts. That's meditation. Now, the Zen master Suzuki says the same thing. Zen master says, your thoughts are going to come through the front door of your mind. They're going to pass through. Let them exit the back door. Just don't serve them tea. Because if you serve your thoughts tea, you think your thoughts are real. They're not real. That's what this whole course is telling you. The thoughts, that's why lesson 5 is Ken Wapnick's favorite lesson. I'm never upset for the reason I think. I'm upset because I'm listening to the ego talking to me. So you watch your thoughts and you smile. So, oh yeah, really? You mean I used to believe this crap? Yes, Rafi.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, when we're talking about separation, that 1 is God and 2 is hell. And we are always in a situation, like me, so I can feel safe. If you don't like me, I'll kill you. So then I can feel safe. But I'll kill you, but you like me. So there's the insanity. The other thing about meditation, releasing is active meditation because I do it all the time. I'm in the car, I'm in the supermarket, it doesn't matter. and I'm always watching the thoughts. Now, here's a thought that happened just like 3 minutes ago. I'm sitting here listening to you, and my mind said, these people don't know what the hell they're talking about. These people are nuts. They're crazy. And I just looked at it and did like I just smiled and said, oh, God, yeah, well, thanks for sharing. Where did that come from? And of course, it just dissolved away. I just let it go. But not identifying with thoughts is the key to accessing the quiet that I have.
We do have it.
What? Oh, somebody said something. Anyhow,
Dolly?
I just wanted.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. I just wanted to share that because it just broke me up. This thing out of nowhere, boom, 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 accusing all of these people. There are none of these people. It's all an illusion. All that mentality is an illusion. Everybody I'm looking at is an illusion. There's no you. There's no me. There's only one. And we're right back to the first thing. One is heaven. Two is hell. Thank you.
That's perfect. One is heaven, two is hell. Yeah. If you see somebody outside of you and you think they're nuts, guess who's nuts?
You're right. If I don't see them as divine love, then I'm coming from an ego projection, and that's judging, and we're right back to hell again.
I like the idea that I'm sitting in a movie theater. I'm in the audience. I'm not in the movie. I'm watching the screen. Yeah, the actors and actresses are doing their thing, and I'm either enjoying it or I'm kind of bored. It doesn't really matter, but I'm not reacting. The ego mind reacts. Spirit is cause. That's a whole course. I'm either cause or an effect. An effect is always a victim. Always. Lesson 31, 32. I am not a victim of this world. I invented this world. Everyone now knows what AI is. This world is the original AI. You don't need a computer to show you what AI is. This world is AI. There's nothing real about this world. He tells you that. Anyone have any thoughts? We're down to the last 5 minutes. Anyone want to share anything? We kind of didn't give everyone a chance to share. Maybe Karen, maybe you want to share. I'll share.
Oh my gosh, so many things came to my mind. I love what Rafi just shared, and especially about not identifying with the thoughts. And it reminds me in the question, what is the body? Where he says, identify with love and you are safe. You know, identify with love and you are home. Identify with love and you are free. So not identifying with those thoughts and remembering the truth of what I am. I also love what Dove shared about the light and recognizing that the true light, he talks about it really beautifully in lesson 108, to give and to receive are one. I can quickly find it. Let's see. 108. Yeah. 108. To give and to receive are one. Paragraph 2. True light that makes true vision possible is not the light the body's eyes behold. It is a state of mind that has become so unified that darkness cannot be perceived at all. And thus, what is the same is seen as one, while what is not the same remains unnoticed, for it is not there. So this is the all-inclusive Christ vision. You know, this is the holy sight. And I had an experience a long time ago. It was when way before COVID, when we were meeting for live meetings, and we used to stand in a circle and hold hands, and we would say the Serenity Prayer. And I had my eyes closed, and I just this circle of light just circled around the group, and it was just so beautiful. And it was lasted not even a minute, but it was this feeling of just pure oneness, all inclusiveness, that light that was in my mind that just shined through all of us. And that is what the light that he's talking about, the Christ vision. And why wait for heaven? He also mentions that in lesson 131, which is no one can fail who seeks to reach the truth. And he says, why wait for heaven? It is here today. The peace of God is shining in me now. This is why the holy instant, the present moment is so everything, you know. Time is the great illusion. It is past or in the future. Yet this cannot be if it is where God's wills his son to be. If it is where God wills his son to be. How could the will of God be in the past or yet to happen? What he wills is now, without a past and wholly futureless. It is as far removed from time as is a tiny candle from a distant star, or what you chose from what you really want. Why wait for heaven? And this is what I've been working on. And I could relate to what Deb was sharing because, you know, when she was sharing about, you know, being at peace, even with the dizzy spells and everything else that's going on, this is my practice, like on a daily basis, because I'm going through so much physical stuff right now. Like I just went to the doctor and the surgery that he did totally made my scoliosis worse. And now my scoliosis above the where he worked on me went from a 30% to a 50% shift. And I'm really feeling it. And it's like so difficult to be at peace sometimes because of the feelings that I go through, the body sensations. So this is my practice. I mean, why wait for heaven? You know, I could be at peace now. The peace of God is shining in me now. So for me, it's bringing it back to the present moment constantly, not thinking about what he did to me, you know, and thinking, you know, what can I learn from this? You know, what is the lesson here and how is this for me? You know, and it's all for forgiveness. So thanks. This was beautiful. I loved what everybody shared.
Okay, thank you for that. I'm going to ask Mickey if it's okay if I borrow a few of your minutes, please. I'd like to share.
Absolutely. Take your time.
Thank you, Mickey. I just put this on the board, and I heard Ken Watnick say it a couple of days ago. And I'm not sure it's in the course or this came from Ken. I just put it on the chat if you want to see it. It says, when teaching is no longer necessary, you will know God. Now, what I want to share during this time for me is, I mean, we have these 22 lessons, any one of them is the whole course. But as long as we think that we're learning something by, you know, we're doing the same thing. I mean, I started this course 47, 48 years ago, and I'm studying it like I'm learning something, right? Now, as long as you think you're learning something, you don't know God. Why is that? Can anyone say? It's because I'm either the son of God, which means I am as God is the same, or I'm trying to learn what God is. And guess what? If you're still learning and there's a teacher going on and, you know, you're not owning it. So the message I come here with is, you gotta own it. When it says, let me be still and let the earth be still along with me, and in that stillness, we will find the peace of God. It's within my heart, which witnesses to God himself. If you're studying this like a book, which we all did in kindergarten to the 12th grade, and then went on to college and there's more books, you don't study this stuff, you own it. I am the Holy Son of, there's 14 what is questions in part 2 of the workbook. The last one, the 14th, is up between lessons 350 and 351. It says, what am I? And that one, you own what you are. I'm the Holy Son of God himself. I'm innocence. I'm certain, I'm perfect. You're not talking about someone else, you're talking about yourself. but you must own it. It's not a teaching. That's my share. Does anyone else want to share as long as Mickey gave us a couple of extra minutes? Anyone? Okay, if no one wants to share anything, that's fine. Thank you so much, all. We meet again, as usual, next Thursday for the lesson that turned me around in this course. The original is lesson 189, or the review is lesson 209. I feel the love of God within me now. I feel it. Can I own it? Rafi, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind myself by reminding you about the power of kindness. Any act of kindness, whether it's holding a door open for somebody or, rushing to their aid if they need it, whatever it is, gets the spotlight off me and puts it on them, and that diminishes ego. So the power of kindness can't even be measured. It's like the power of gratitude. Thank you. That's all I wanted to share.
Yeah, very good, Rafi. That reminds me, as Ken says, if you are willing to be kind to all means none excluded, you don't need the Course in Miracles. You don't need the course if you can be kind to all. If you exclude one person, you better open the book again. So kindness is the love of God. Being kind to all. Why is kind to all meaningful? Because all is one. That's why all is one. One is all. There's no in between. No Mr. In between on this one. Okay. Thank you all. Thanks, Len, if you want to complete the recording here. And we'll be seeing you next week for lesson 189 or 209. I feel the love of God within me now. This is going to be an interesting one. Thank you all. Mickey, it's back over to you. Thanks.
Thank you, Dov. Thank you, Karen. Love you, Deb.
Thank you so much, Dov and
Thank you.
Karen and everyone who shared. I'm going to go ahead and